boss. Good evening, everyone. What's wrong with consolidation? We are used to complaining. Don't worry, to wait. Simple. All right. All right, guys. Can we get settled so that we can start? All right. Welcome to CTA 1 revision class. Oh, you don't seem to like the revision class. Or you are afraid of the exam. Or none of the above. So, all right, guys. Okay, the purpose of this class today, we are going to concentrate more on exam technique. Because as of now, we believe that all of you have been concentrating on preparation. Confirm? Confirm? Yes. So, in as far as the technical expertise are concerned, we are confident that we are there now. For in as far as filling in the knowledge gaps, Mahabo confirm. Guys, when are you going to write test 2? On Tuesday. And you are telling me that you are not there in as far as the knowledge gap is concerned. So you are preparing for disaster? No. No. Okay, as per the expectation, ladies and gentlemen, by now you must put your house in order in as far as the knowledge gaps are concerned. So the main thrust of this lecture, we are going to concentrate more on the exam technique. Confirm more or less you encountered a situation whereby you've got a friend who sounds technical, up to the extent that you can rely on that person can have once. But when it comes to exam, probably you perform better than that friend. And what could be the distinctive factor? Is the exam technique confirmed? So the fact that you know and the fact that you are going to pass, those are two different things, and everyone has got the game plan. And it's up to how we are going to execute your game plan. And talking of game plan, it reminds me of our match yesterday against BT. But never mind the result. All right. So as part and parcel of this lecture, we are going to concentrate on 3 things. But in addition, or to demonstrate how we are going to improve on your exam technique, I sent a question on WhatsApp, and I believe that all of you have attempted. The silence is telling me something else, and all right. So, in as far as the exam technique is concerned, we are going to look at 3 areas. So, the first area, number 1, we are going to look at understanding the scenario. Whenever you are reading a scenario, the approach that you are supposed to make use of is different to the one that you use when you are reading Herald or Kanatribuering a novel. The purpose of understanding the, the scenario, it is to make sure that by the time that you are going to receive the required you know where to find the information. So we are going to look into the nitty-gritty or how best you can improve on your skills when it comes to understanding the required the scenario. So, okay. So in this case, we are going to look, okay, understanding the scenario, then from there, we will also understanding the required. I'm sure we have got instances whereby you might fail to understand the required. So if you fail to understand the required or the instructions that you receive from the examiner, the chances are that you won't be in position to come up with the appropriate solution. No one is watching in line that is the media line. I'm sure everyone will with you. All right. Then lastly, before you write a solution or before you come up with your solution, you need to plan. So do you follow these steps for my steps, right? Or my way and everything? And you believe that it will work. All right. So more or less, guys, in as far as this section is concerned, it's like you are handers. So for the purpose of today's class, all of us we are handers, isn't it? So but we are preparing for a hunting expedition. So when you are preparing for hunting expedition, what do you do then? Sorry? Okay, so he's saying for us, okay, you prepare the tools. Okay, what else? Guys, when you are going for a hunting expedition, what do you suppose? There is the preparation, is it? One, you need to make sure that you've got all the tools confirmed. And what are those tools now? Our knowledge of all the equities and that you have learned to date. But remember, by the time that you are going to qualify as a chartered accountant, there is a valid expectation that you are supposed to know all the equities. Even though you might not have the knowledge of them, but you must be in position to read and understand and know how to use each and every. Okay, so we have got tools. What else? You are supposed to practice on how to use the tools and it. So the fact is that you have got the tools. If you don't know how to make use of those tools, so now, because you don't know how to operate a gun, that will not result in a cage content. Like we have got the tools. That's what we've been doing all along. So in as far as the technical knowledge or the knowledge gaps are concerned, yeah. Okay, I'm going to work on the assumption that all of us are women, right? So today I'm now going to concentrate on how to make use of those the relevant tools at our disposal. This one is all right. Sakatati are going to practice on how to use the tools. Then next, what are we supposed? I now know how to operate my gun, or when it comes to using it, and okay, I know how to use that. Then what next? I need to understand the forest that I'm going to visualize. And the forest, in as far as our today's lecture is concerned, is so like some of us or some of you might come from, or we have got some experience, some village experience. We know that there are some of forests that when you go there, there's certain language that you are not supposed to, that you are supposed to desist from, or certain action. Otherwise, you won't be in position to catch something in as far as your hunting expedition is concerned. This one. For those who have been at Nyanga, as soon as you can disappear. All right. All right. Then from the scenario, but the tricky part about our exams now is like they sent on a hunting expedition, but you are going to receive instruction from someone else on which animal to catch. So it's the person who is going to give you the instruction on which animal to catch. So if you miss the instruction, it means that another nature at the end of the day. So the instruction in as far as contained is what is our required and this. So now we are now in the forest. We are now waiting for the instruction. So once we have arrived in the forest, there is temptation and it. Well, there are a lot of wild animals there. We might have was the hare, the bat, the elephant, etc., etc. So you are now aiming for a hare, but whereas the instruction is will come directing you to catch something different. For example, no, aim for a food. You are paid the and it. All right. But once we have received the instruction and it, you now have to plan on how you are going to execute your this. I know how we are planning the solution. So what can I repeat by the required when you receive the required? Don't start writing the plan. Okay, now I know what is expected of me. So how am I going to execute my plan so that at the end of the day I'm going to achieve the desired result for the desired goal? So more or less that's what you are going to concentrate, and you are going to make use of that that question that was posted on the group to illustrate some of these points to make sure that come Tuesday, man. Tuesday, all of you are going to pass, and some of you with distinctions, and it. All right. So. So in as far as the scenario it is concerned, there's a lot of information which is going to be provided there. Like some of the information that you are going to receive is like the background information. And the purpose of the background information, it tells you or it informs you more about the nature of the entity that you are going to deal with. This one. Saka. You are supposed just read and absorb that information. Why? Because as you go on, that information might end up assisting you. So do you have the soft copy of the question? So that we then make use of all right. Let me try and open mine. All right. In as far as question 1 it is concerned, we have got that statement which is in bold, which reads amount in the question exclude VAT except where it is indicated. Confirm this is part and parcel of background information. And why do you think this information is necessary? Why do you think this information is necessary? So remember, whenever you are doing CTA, you are not supposed to think in silos. So why do you think this information is important? Yes.
I think it's important because you deal constitute the right amounts, so you know whether they're included.
Okay. Did you hear what he says?
Okay, I was saying that VAT constitutes at amounts. So it's very key to know whether they're included or not. So you know the course of action to take.
All right. Happy guys. So we are saying, in as far as the background information is concerned, we now know that for all the amounts that I'm going to come across, they are supposed to be exclusive of VAT. Imagine, for example, first, all right, you need to think in terms of, is it the section 23 of VAT? Section 23, it says each and every entity is required to register as a VAT operator when its sales exceed how much? Sorry? Is it 60,000 or 500,000? All right. All right, let me go and look for. Hello? Just read and absorb, is it? Because, for example, in as far as your VAT Act is concerned, I think each and every entity is required to be registered as a VAT operator when their revenue exceeded what? 500, is it? Or 60,000? Okay, you guys are experts, but the last time I checked is 500,000. That one I don't know. That one I don't know whether is it RTGS or US. Okay, but I'm saying in the absence of this information and a student, it would have been reasonable for a student with the sales have been in excess of 500,000 or 60,000, whatever the case might be. The student would have deducted VAT. It would have been reasonable, confirm. Visual. But now that you've been told that the amounts exclude VAT, so what you're supposed to just absorb the information and move on and it. So the next aspect which is important in as far as understanding the scenario is concerned, it is about the year end. Visual. You're supposed to look, like in this case, what was our year end? Okay, like the first paragraph, we have been told when the end was formed and it, which was 1st of January 2000. Then next we have been told about the reporting year end, which is 30 December and it. Confirm, or 31 December. All right. Then we have also been provided about the information, like on 1 January. Okay, so there's also need for you to watch out for the key activities that have taken place during the year or any key developments. The key developments can come in various forms, and is one, in as far as the groups are concerned, either we are going to have either accusation and it of a subsidiary, or the entity might decide to sell any interest that they have in a certain subsidiary. So either until you have done the loss of control, etc., etc. This one. Not yet. Or is it? We haven't done this.
We just did
the consolidation part.
Yeah. It will be the step up decision. I think we haven't done.
Okay, you've only concentrated on the consolidation part.
Yes.
Sorry guys, one meeting. All right, that's fine. But whenever you are reading the scenario, you are supposed to watch out for the key transactions that have taken place. Either the entity might acquire a subsidiary. That's the part that we've covered so far, confirm. Yes. And or the entities might decide to sell inventory to each other. Either the parent sell to a subsidiary or a subsidiary sell to a parent, and so the temptation which is there probably are going to be provided with figures, and during the year the sales of so much were made to the parent, and additional information will be provided that at year end the parent still have the inventory of so much at the end. Confirm that there are some unrealized profit implications. So the temptation that is supposed to be there, it is to start performing any calculations. This one. Why? Why is that information important? Or which approach do you use? Mukatongona that information more to sanga calculate. Yes. Anyone who wants to try? Hello? Can you hear me, guys? Yes. All right, guys, I posed the question to you that, for example, in as far as the key business transactions or significant business transactions that might occur, why it is from performing any calculations? Because remember, we are hunters and right now we're in the midst of the forest. Due to the nature of our exams, we receive the scenario first, confirm. And after the reading time, which is 30 minutes, you are going to receive the instruction through the required. So the risk which is there, if you begin to concentrate on calculations, is you might begin to set or to come up with your own required. And you might decide to shoot on an elephant. But yet the instruction that you are going to receive from the examiner are going to know, aim for a hood. Saka, there is that temptation that you waste valuable time to perform those calculations. So during this phase, and it's just absorb the information and know that there was this key business transaction that happened between the parent and the subsidiary, and move on. This one is because ukatambisa nguwa uchicalculator, probably you might even fail to complete reading the scenario, and you ended up panicking for nothing. Happy, guys? All right. And again, when it comes to the discussion type of questions, sometimes you might be provided with all the necessary information and But there's also the temptation that whilst you are reading, you could see that, no, this one, either it is investment in associate, or either it's a joint venture. So by the time that you're going to see the required, you're going to discuss how the transaction or the investment in so and so is supposed to be classified. So ukatanga, if you're going to start with the conclusion, the chances are that you are going to limit yourself. You won't be in position to generate as many marks as possible. What's, for example, if the entity has made investment in a certain entity, one, it can either be IFRS 9 investment confirmed, or it can be either investment in associate confirmed, or it can be either investment in subsidiary, or it could be either investment in joint ventures, is it? So you see the risk of starting with the conclusion. So what it means, your discussion more or less is going to point to, but without taking into account the possibility or other possibilities. And in the process, mono lose my marks. Happy, guys? All right. So make sure you take into account all the possibilities and avoid the temptation of concluding, even though you know that this is the correct conclusion. Please make sure that you take everything, or you take all the possibilities into account. All right. So like in this case, like on the paragraph under the heading, information about companies, then you have got Protea Limited. So in as far as Protea Limited or acquisition in Protea Limited is concerned, we have been given the acquisition date. Did all of us take note of that? Which was the 1st of January 2008, is it? And vis-a-vis, or that information that we have absorbed earlier on about the entities, yeah. With this information in mind, we now know that if any required is going to come, which requires me to consolidate, I'm going to consolidate 4G for the full year. This one is over here. So if you just want to write something, it's up to you, because the scenario you are going to take them home and it, so that it will be easier for you to reference after you have received the required. This one is any additional information. We have been provided with the additional information about the capital structure, is it? The share capital, the share premium, etc., etc. And there was another additional information that was provided there about the land that was acquired in Magamanya the calculation, but yet you don't know the required. What exactly the examiner wanted to do? Yes. So the temptation, yes, of course, there's fair value adjustment of 2 million. And of course, there's also some implications of capital gains, which are there. So at this point, just absorb that information. If you want to write it somewhere, just write it. But please don't perform any calculations. Probably you might be surprised. The examiner is not going to anything pertaining to that, but yet you have wasted valuable energy and time. So don't absorb but share and it. What else? Then the next, there was also another investment that took place. Again, we are going to take note of the acquisition date and it. What else? We have been also provided the information about the consideration that has been paid, and it, unfortunately, in our case, we have been told the single figure. But in other scenarios, you might be given information like the consideration consists of cash and either any assets that might have been transferred, as well as any form of deferred consideration. And again, the temptation which is there, how to find out the present value of deferred consideration. Right now, take it easy until what are the instructions? Examiner what exactly does the examiner wants us to achieve? This one is all right. Then, okay, sorry. All right. So, in as far as this question it is concerned, we've been told that the accusation happened on the 1st of April and it, so the 1st of January 2008. So, investment in Protea, it also happened on the same date. And so, now I've got 2G significant transactions or 2 transactions that occurred during the year under consideration. But from that, we've been provided with information about the share capital or the equity and the capital structure and what else, what other information that was provided there. Okay. We have been told that 1.5 years down the line, the management has decided to sell the additional share in this investment. But the key dates, what was our key date? And 1 July 2009, and again, you just need to absorb what does this information telling me about, or what does this information inform me about. So that, one, I know now if I've been asked to come up with the journal entries or the preparation of financial statements for the 2009 financial year, it means with respect to this investment, I'm going to consolidate for how many months? 6 and it's not for the whole year. Since funds bagaitika again, the loss of control confirmed. Don't perform any calculations. It's something that is supposed to sit at the back of your mind, so that to know information. Then we have been told again that World Cup was able to execute significant influence over the operating policies of Warriors as from 1 July 2009. Significant influence. What does this mean? Investment in just jot it, or you can just highlight to those who are not supposed to highlight and it. So that when you get the required, it will be easier for you to reference back to the scenario and it. Whether that was your way exactly that you're supposed to find the information. Then what else? We have been given the information like the revenue figures from 1 January to 30 June, 9,000 and 11,000. Now again, if you are going to look at these numbers, 9 plus 11, you are going to get about 20 million. And then if you can link this statement to the background information about VAT, we've been, in this case, we've been told that the amount excludes VAT. But in the absence of that information, you'll be correct and exclude VAT. Why? Because our revenue has exceeded the required threshold, and therefore the entities mandatorily required to register as a VAT operator. So you'll be just linking, or you'll be just obtaining a deeper understanding of what happened exactly. Happy guys? All right. So I now know that from 1 July going forward, I now have IS 28 because of information provided in the scenario. But what about from 1 January to 30 June? Can I safely conclude that I got a subsidiary? Is it so? Okay, it's fine. Okay, the fact is that we've got 90%. Does it mean that we have got control over the ending? It depends on it. That was my point. But otherwise, you need to watch out for more information. Then we have been told about the share capital of all companies in the World Cup group consists of ordinary shares with a par value of $1 per share. What does this information informs you about? What does this information informs us about?
Next page.
Next page. Guys, what does that information informs you about? Guys, are you listening? So with this information, it means we are now in position. Should we be given the share capital in the monetary terms? It means now we are now in position to calculate the actual number of shares. And what will this information assist us with? Okay, so sometimes you might be told, a question might tell you that the entity acquired 90,000 shares. And if you have been told about 90,000 shares, do you know what percent is 90,000 shares? You don't know, is it? But with that information, you'll be in position to connect and it. But please do not perform any calculations. You are just absorbing the information. That in the event that I now need to calculate the 90%. In this case, Tataka P was do the percentage and it. But in some questions, Anogonangari silent. Then you must be in position to utilize the information provided to achieve any desired objective and it. All right. Then we have also been told about the NCI. The policy about the NCI. So again, in as far as understanding the required duties concerned, we have got additional information and it is also very, very important. Why? Like one, about the NCI, we have been told about the policy that they use to measure the value in NCI and it. In this case, sorry? Fair value and it. And following that statement, we have also been provided with the fair values of shares at respective dates and it. A temptation calculator again, but this time don't and it. Then what else? we have been provided with the statement of changes in equity for all the firms and it for all the entities. How do you think this information is going to assist you? Okay. Let me give you the money. So, Tanak, Sagatana. Oh. All right. Oh, all right. Sakata, with this information and it, remember we've got the acquisition date and the statement of changes in equity, it is giving us additional information at the end of the year. So what it means, should the required request you to come up with like the journal entries or the consolidation. Now I'm now in position to calculate or to trace the movements from acquisition date to the beginning of the year, confirm, or even to the end of the year. Because like if you can take retained earnings, for example, we have got the beginning balance or the opening balance at the beginning of the year. And in addition to that, we have been given the profit or loss. So, should we make a sense on this? All right. All right. So after you have read and you have finished reading the scenario, you now need to ask yourself, what is my understanding of this entity? So like in this case, I now know that this entity was formed on 2000, is it? And on 1 January 2008, they made 2 accusations. Like one, the first one, they acquired 80% confirmed, and I was provided with all the information. And in addition to that, there was also the fair valuations with respect to land. And in as far as the second accusation it is concerned, which happened on 1 January 2008, we acquired 80%, is it? But however, 1 year down the line, the entity decided to get rid of additional information up to the extent that we are now having IS-28 investment. Confirm. So you must be in position to summarize your understanding of the entity. Then now you can say, I'm now ready for the required. Happy guys. All right. Any questions so far in as far as understanding the scenario it is concerned? Any questions can I decide? All right. Saka mungu make sure with pamunenge mam exam and it. Avoid reading the scenario as if you are reading a novel and it. You must be in position, sir. By the time Banos are required and it, what break down the required and you have understood the required and it, you now know where to find the information. Or in other words, you have got a deep understanding of what happened. So I will see what the right or the correct issues that you are going to address and it. Takatwenda ku all right, we can move on to address so when it comes to the required, which is the instruction and it, or what the examiner expects you to achieve and it. So how do you make sure that you have correctly interpreted the instruction from the examiner? There's the process that you're supposed to look at, and it. One, you need to look at the action word. No verb and it. What exactly did the examiner want me to do? Can discuss what is to discuss? Or the required might say prepare a statement of P&L or SFP or the statement of changes in equity. So you need to concentrate on the action word. So in as far as our required, like the required AET is concerned, what was our action word there? Guys, confirm you did the question or... Okay, so if you have done the question, Magaida say. Solution yenyu yakangoita sei munana yakangofuma yako. Sorry. Right. So in this case, we have been requested to prepare the what? The pro forma journal entries and it. So number one, we are saying you need to watch out for the action word and it. From action word, you need also to watch out for the format. What format is requested by the examiner? The format, it can be either an email. Confirm all of us we know how to, or how does the email looks like. Is it a memo? Or is it a report? So those are things that you're supposed to remember. There will be marks for presentation. Like in this case, you've got 1 mark, is it? Which is a mark which we believe all of you are supposed to get by presenting your answer in the appropriate format. So like in this case, the format was the journal entries. These are. All right. What else, in as far as the format is concerned? That's email, or it might be a memo, etc., etc. And this. Then, that is the action word. Then you now need also to identify the appropriate standard at stake. Which standard am I dealing with? Like in this case, whenever you have heard of pro forma journal entries, it's either IFRS 3 and 10 confirmed, or there's also an aspect of IAS 28, remember, investment in associates, or that significant control. So you need to identify the appropriate standard. After you've identified the appropriate standard, you also need to identify the scope. Confirm. Okay, because a question might come up with either they might be asking about the recognition or the classification of the investment in. So you need to identify, is this recognition? Is this measurement? Is this presentation and disclosure? So that you'll be in position to address the correct issue and it. Once you have received the required, at the end of the day, you are going to address wrong issues. Those are going to be very correct, but as long as you are not answering or you are not speaking with the required, it is going to be regarded as memory dumping and it. Ningwango examiner which I know something, but however, you didn't address the correct issue. And it's then tapes Zabdaro and this again. About format. For example, whenever you have prepared my journal entries, please make sure that you always include the narrations and this. Why are the narrations important? Unless the question explicitly states that you are not supposed to include my narrations, and why are they important? Why are narrations important? Okay, we have got two examples. For example, if the ended purchases PPE, it's straight and it can go on a debit PPE credit bank and very straight confirm. What about, let us say you are under exam pressure and you have got another journal entry, debit and credits. That is, you have got depreciation. We debit depreciation and we credit depreciation. So we are saying you are under exam pressure, probably on accumulated depreciation here. And was excluded by mistake or as a result of the pressure. When the examiner came here, can the examiner tell what is happening? Sorry? It will be difficult when I examine it. But if you are going to add the description of what is happening here, the examiner will understand how, okay, it may be probably due to exam pressure. Student forgets to write accumulated depreciation. But the student is informing me that we have debited depreciation in P&L and credited the accumulated depreciation. Happy guys. And another point again, which is important in as far as the journal entries are concerned, you also need to state, is this going to affect P&L or is this going to affect SFP or any other statement? This one is, because it is very, very critical. For example, we have got other adjustments that affect, or other items that affect P&L and other that affect other comprehensive income. For example, the revaluation of PPE. It affects OCI, confirm. Revaluation. And you didn't state which statement is going to be affected. Because the principle there, or what the examiner is looking for, is does the student know which account is going to be affected by the revaluation of PPE. So it is always important to make sure that you are going to include the statement which is going to be affected. This one is then now, or we have understood what the examiner is expecting us to do. Like in this case, we've been requested to prepare the pro forma journal entries and for which year? 31 December 2009 to correctly account for Protea Private Limited. So with the information of Protea Private Limited, in as far as our understanding it is concerned, this entity was acquired on the 1st of January 2008. We have been provided with the consideration and everything. And there was also an aspect of the fair value which we are supposed to take into account whenever we are preparing Maji journal entries and is happy. We've understood the required, or we have understood the instruction. We now need to plan our solution. How am I going to present my solution? So, when it comes to the solution, you now need to plan how you are going to come up with your solution. And so the first thing that you are supposed to do, please go through all the required. Read required A, required B, required C, up to the last required. Why this is important? Well, sometimes you are going to realize that for me to be able to answer required C, I need information in required A. Or probably for me to be able to come up with them, to address all these required, I need a single calculation, for example, which is going to help me to address all the, for example, let us take, in this case, we have been requested about the journal entries only. But the required, you could have been requested to prepare statement of comprehensive income and a balance sheet. And in addition to that, we might also have been requested to prepare the statement of changes in equity. So by the time that you are going to calculate depreciation for the purpose of P&L, you can also make use of that depreciation to come up with the PPE note, is it? For you to be in position to calculate the carrying amount, which the figure which is going to feed your statement of financial position. So if you read all the required, what is going to happen? Write your required A on whatever. If you put it on this page, required B on the next page, required C on the other page. So for each and every calculation that you're going to perform, ask yourself, which other accounts that I can use this information to answer or to address? So by the time that you are going to finish addressing all those, probably you're not going to pay that in time. But however, if you have decided to address each and every required in isolation, you're not going to pay that. And how painful it is with the correct depreciation. But then our time, and you have decided to begin by addressing the P&L in full and it's over what also stop. So what it means is you have done injustice to yourself. With that one calculation and it, a mark for P&L and at the same time you have also get other marks for statement of profit and loss and as well as the note and it. Saga, please be smart when it comes to how we are going to plan your solution and happy guys. Then another aspect again, remember the purpose of exam and for those who pass exam, probably are not the most bright students, but are those who are smart. For you guys who are looking at board, I'm sure most of you know the coach who is known as Jose Mourinho. But his type of football is boring. But he it's boring, but he concentrates on scoring and once they score, then they defend. And at the end of the day, 1-0. And they beat a team like Barcelona. But Barcelona, they play one of the most beautiful games and the tic-tac are not like it. But you want to earn marks and it. Once you earn marks, 50% or 80% of our pass and it. So we have got low-hanging fruits in as far as each and every exam it is concerned. So look for those is marks and it. So Garata collector is marks first. Those are difficult to happy guys. Then posit at the issue of calculations. You also need to ask yourself, for me to be in position to address this required, is there need for me to come up with my calculations? Yes or no? Because sometimes we are going to waste much of your time with my calculations and which regular address the required. Information or in as far as part A it is concerned, was there need for you to come up with the calculations for part A? Yes, no?
No.
Amakazvita, how did you address the part A? Did you ask yourself that question? So you have to ask yourself and this. The pro forma journal entries and this. Papa any need we are going to take the share capital, retained earnings, etc., etc. And this chingo is some journal entries, confirm. So Panimua, who has been tempted to come up with the analysis of equity statement here. So whatever that you are going to do there, and it is the same that you could have done my journals, whatever time and Saga, please be in position to make that judgment call. Happy guys. And in as far as the easy marks are concerned, and this, part 2, these two required, which one seemed to be cheaper? The first one, confirm. Why not the second one? Because the loss of control, and those calculations are difficult. And cheaper, concentrate on those marks that you can collect first. Total address, then we have got also the aspect, what another aspect? Then we have got also another aspect of the deferred tax and or the tax implications. You also need to pay specific attention to the required. Does the required requires you, or does it exclude the remaji ma deferred tax? Can I change it? It's always wise for you to include the deferred tax implications and it. All right, so just a second. All right. Oh, sorry, guys. For those with vehicles with these registration numbers, AED 9277, AED 9277, and AE 8624. AE 8624. Muriman, may you follow? So heavy, guys. Saka in as far as part A was concerned, part A, to answer, we can answer this without magic, my calculations. And it yes. It's just no, that's okay. You are not doing it for test two. Sorry. All right. So can I snap with that? Only was covered. Okay. But you know the purpose that I want to generate and what the point that I'm trying to remove is make an assessment to which one is easier. Then woman and Irish. All right, guys. So another important aspect, those who are talking, just raise up your head. Or else, munobuda panze, munoita nyaya dzenyu mopedza mozodzoka ndisi. All right. I was talking about the tax implications, and if the question is silent about the tax implications, please make sure that you always include them. And those are some of the principal marks now. Then again, unofana uzoita futhi an assessment futhi. Like in this case, in as far as the accusation journal is concerned, and like Trubuti 13H, we've got the share capital and this of how much? of 100K at least. Then the retained earnings 14.5 million. All right. Then what else? Share premium of how much? 400,000. 400K and what else? There's also the aspect of the revaluation of land and it's how much? 2 million. Okay. Are there any deferred tax implications here? Okay. Now, in as far as the deferred tax is concerned, what is the manner of recovery? Guys, confirm you have done IS12. So what is the manner of recovery in as far as the land, the revaluation of land it is concerned? Sorry? Because the rest of the guys want to hear what you say. All right. So in as far as the deferred tax implications are concerned, you need to ask yourself, what is the manner of recovery? So in this case, we are talking of land. So with respect to this revaluation, how is the entity going to recover this? Is it through sale or through use? And why is this information important? It helps us to know, are there any normal tax implications that are going to arise, or are there any CGT implications? And it's like in this case, the aggregate is through G, and Toshansa which percentage? 5%. Sorry? 5%. Dizo. Kana uti maabundi nyebera. Those not our tax legislation renye. Okay. Margins were the reason ya ataura. But in as far as the Income Tax Act is concerned, it says you need to make assessment on this. We have got that date is 2009 and this. So was the land bought before or after? Because you've got two separate percentages and this. So this land was bought before 2009 and it. So what apply at the relevant G. Saka, in as far as that point a number raised before, but sometimes you need to make assessment with, should I perform my calculations or I can do without my calculation? Someone might be, I don't know, decide to analysis of equity. So is exactly what we are going to be doing here. And it's what about the NCI? Are we in position to compute the NCI? Sorry guys, are we in position to do so? And how are we going to do it? Okay, one, have you been told the policy when it comes to measuring NCI? It is the fair value and it. Have you been provided with those fair values? And it, then after that, what about the consideration? Sorry? It was given and this. But we have got also instances whereby you might be given a deferred consideration and this. Over mouse what it was paid 5 years down the line or etc. etc. It is also important for you. You can either decide to compute PV straight from your calculator without showing the inputs. But the danger, if you are going to miss the correct figure of the PV, you are in trouble, confirm. Because the marker or the examiner cannot follow where you are coming from. So always make sure that you are going to G. Only star we've got N and it, so many years and it. Then we have got I. Sometimes you might be given I, maybe quartal, or etc. etc. and it. Maybe probably the entity is going to make staggered payments. In year 1 they are going to pay so much, year 2 so much, year 3 so much. Yet mova mapiwa discount rate at quarterly at the rate 2%. Make sure that you know isaguchi on yearly basis so that you know mechana. Happy guys. Then also compute whatever that you are going to compute. So if you are going to miss this the PV figure, you are still going to get my marks for the correct concepts. So sometimes my shortcuts might be very, very costly. Happy guys. Then from there, you now have to make assessment. Is it again on purchase or goodwill? Happy guys. Then from there, you now also need to include what? We have finished the first journal, but at last you are supposed to include the journal narration and this. Because remember, like in this case, we have got that 1 mark. How do you think we are going to get that one mark? To make sure that you have communicated in the proper format and this. One, can the journal entries be considered to be complete without my narrations? No, and this. And I think we have also omitted something which is important. But this SFP, it will affect the G. What about this one? So that you are going to obtain all the communication marks and presentation, etc., etc. Happy guys. All right. What else? Yes. Then there's also an aspect of the sins at accusation journal and it. Is there information that has been provided to us in this scenario which can assist us to calculate the sins at accusation journal? Can you now know where to find it? Now, because you have understood the scenario and this, where exactly can I find the information? So you know, in as far as the exam technique it is concerned, you will be in position to navigate quickly. And most of you say it is difficult for you to finish FINAG exams. Nijo. But did you manage to finish the FINAG exam? And did you ask yourself why? Okay, at the end of the day, all right, the purpose is not to finish exam, is it? But it's to make sure that whatever you have written down and you are going to get more than 50% or 50% for you to pass. But sometimes it is easier for you to finish the exam as long as you know what the correct technique to use and it's happy guys. All right, NCI, are we in position to calculate NCI? What else? Do you have any information about dividends? How are we going to account for dividends? So, in as far as this question it is concerned, and my easy points, where were you going to get easy points? One, at accusation journal, what about even dividends? Is where and this? Sorry? Some are saying no. Who wants to assist us? Dividends. Yes, when it comes to dividends, the treatment of dividends. Okay, yes.
Dividends are intercompany transactions, so they need to be eliminated by apportioning to NCI and eliminate the rest.
All right, he's saying dividends are intercompany transactions. So in as far as IFRS 10 is concerned, what are we supposed to do? Sorry? We are going to reverse. And how are we going to do so? And see. That's the only person that we have. All right. All right, guys. 30 dividends.
I just want to say that I saw the solution it was confusing. Otherwise, if I had done it and the fact that I think in the solution they provide dividends in some area.
All right. All right. In as far as okay. The purpose of this lecture it is to assist you how to get to the solution. So what is the principle? The principle is that dividends are supposed to be eliminated. So in the first place, we have Tatama credit. So to eliminate them, how are we going to do so? We are going to debit dividends received then to credit dividends paid and NCI so, all right. We said we have got dividends what? Of how much? 208 then you have got dividends what? Of how much? 2 what? 2.6.
The full dividends 2.6. So
okay.
That one was a little apportioned.
Okay. So we are saying the full dividends is
2.6.
2.6 and this. Okay. So in this case, okay, this has been apportioned between NCI and the dividends. Okay. So you can either take this what was the share of NCI? 20% of Tona 5 penalties. Then the difference between the two. Sorry? Oh, all right. So okay, we are saying that we have got the dividends received, is it?
Yes. How did we get the 208?
Sorry? All right, guys. Let us agree. Here we have got the dividends that we received. Total of how much? 208. No, guys. Okay, let us not go to the solution, but let us come with this so that was not agree on the solution after Banaban. Okay.
What here declared a dividend of 2.6. That's what they made. But in that 2.6, we have the parents' share and the NCI share.
All right. All right. Okay, let me check here. Who statement of she? Okay. All right. So in as far as the dividends received are concerned, or the dividends, the total dividends that was declared was 2.6 and the dividends paid of how much? 2.6 and then we move on to what? The NCI and it. Then we are going to debit NCI by how much? 520. Then we say dividend what? Okay, there are two methods. All right, there are two ways that you can do it, and either you can do them separately, or no. So again, it comes back to your exam technique. Happy guys. All right, then we have got another question here that they are saying on part A, our NCI was not recorded at fair value. Sorry guys, are we still together?
Yes.
All right. Then we have got a question why was our NCI was not recorded at fair value. Solution here. Oh. No, our NCI is supposed to be recorded at fair value on it. However, I'm going to look at the solution. If the solution used the proportionate in an error on it, because the police, they used fair value. All right, so I think one of our colleagues there missed the point. All right. So, happy guys. All right. Tabapa, what else? Sorry? All right. We have got also the aspect of what? The current year's share profit of my NCI. But before we move there, remember we've got the accusation date on it. So we've got the since accusation, with the accusation date, and when we begin this year, then we also need to provide for NCI's share of, as well as Papa any reserve here. Papa Sinan. Confirm. Ziri usually. Then to Vadazono apportion at the share of profit. I think it's something that you can manage as well. So any questions in as far as part A is concerned?
I need to ask on the first
the acquisition. Which okay.
There are certain items that are going from what SCE, which will be penalized for to change things.
You are not going to be penalized. Because I'm saying if I'm going to the statement of changes in equity, I'm going to find that information. But however, that information I can also do a statement of financial position as well. So it's okay.
And also on discount, there is a discount rate that we used. Is it post-tax or pre-tax?
All right. We have got another question, guys. Argut, for example, his first question was, for example, we have got other items, and when it comes to when you process the first journal entry at accusation, it can either affect SFP or statement of changes in equity. Sakanga Achivunza, his question was, am I going to be penalized if I mention one of those? And I said no, because, for example, some of the items, we can go and find them under the statement of changes in equity. And it is also possible for me to go and find them in the statement of financial position. For example, if you have got revaluations, confirm if I go to the statement of changes in equity, I can find that line item. The same applies if I can go to statement of financial position. So it's fine, you can either put them SFP or SE, it's fine. Then another question that he asked is about, remember we might have got a situation whereby we've got deferred consideration. So his question was, is it supposed to be post-tax or pre-tax? For example, if you have got an instance whereby they end it in a deferred consideration that they're going to pay either in future. So the discount rate that we are going to make use of, is it supposed to be pre-tax or post-tax? Yes.
I think it should be pre-tax, but maybe the principle is the deferred consideration. First of all, it's a liability, right? So you go back to IAS 37. That's the one which stipulates that we should use pre-tax. Because also it's avoid double count, because already we do tax adjustment to pre-tax. So pre-tax, we use pre-tax.
Okay, someone else with a different line of thinking. Pre-tax or post-tax? Pre-tax and it. So we make use of pre-tax. Saka, pure information again. You also need to pay specific attention. Is this pre-tax or post-tax? So find another principal mark that you can get. Okay, sorry, your question was with regard to all right. All right, what is our treatment of the accusation cost? Sorry guys, what is the accounting treatment of the? No matter say we expense them. So your question would be?
Okay, on the part that you are saying expensing, is it all of them that is expense? Because I understand there are some that are capitalized to the instrument that is issued.
All right.
I think what I explained, what are capitalized costs, maybe your issue is shares in the organization, but all other acquisitions, your essentially, I think that's what I
Okay.
On debentures, okay, if financial liability is loaned, it amortizes cost. The transaction cost will form part of the instrument. Same thing on that specifically. Is it going to end up affecting the investment subsidiary and how?
All right. So his question is saying, for example, we have issued the debentures, and our debentures are going to be measured at amortized cost and confirm in as far as IFRS 9 it is concerned. We are supposed to amortize the transaction cost for us to be in position to come up with a valuation. Yet the debentures are it. Yes. What's happened? Whatever, whether we have issued my debentures and it, just listen to the information you are pure. Pay attention to the business model that they are going to use and it. Then apply that IFRS 9 for the purpose of counting or for the purpose of calculating the present value. Can I tell you one, and that present value that we have, we are going to add to other consideration at Agaratina for the purpose of calculating the entire consideration amount.
What are the deferred implications?
The deferred tax assets of indemnified assets. Okay. Indemnification. All right. We have got instances whereby there is indemnification confirmed. So he is asking, what are the deferred tax implications in as far as this asset is concerned? How are the deferred tax can arise? All right. So the deferred tax implications, they will come kanapita any movements. For example, kanayambongeri pa 10 and this. If it has decreased to 9 or it has increased to 12, then we are now saying Panama movements are being IT.
I think indemnification of assets does not have deferred tax implications. If we go to IS 12, I don't remember the paragraph, it prohibits us to raise deferred tax on initial recognition. For example, your goodwill, your indemnification. So I don't think that deferred tax implication, especially acquisition, because this is like this initial recognition, this transaction neither affect the taxable profit or the accounting profit.
Yeah, at initial, I agree, but I'm saying as time goes on, there are changes. Then therefore, the deferred tax implications, they will arise. Even again, when you go to IS-12 with respect to goodwill, its initial IS-12 prohibits, but as time goes on, it can. All right. Any questions, or we can move on to part? Are you tired, guys? Okay, all right. All right. Go ahead. Guys, all right.
I'm saying the indemnification of an asset is brought as recognized as an asset in terms of Equity 3, right? So if it is recognized as an asset in terms of, let's say, we're doing pro forma consolidated journal entries, doesn't that attract deferred tax? Because we are saying now we have an asset and there's a tax base of 0, then we have an expense.
Then if you go back to that paragraph, can you look at that paragraph? Then IS-4, prohibit its initial recognition. No, sorry.
Should be temporal, temporal.
Okay, let us go to IS-4. Are you answering this or is it different? Okay.
Something which income tax that if you have the paragraph that you want to read.
Oh, okay.
Because they spoke not by initial exception. From an exception, there's something about
except to the extent that it is like a basis of the initial recognition or the initial recognition of an asset or liability transaction to a business combination. And at the time of the transaction, affects neither the accounting or the taxable loss. So the initial one,
which is paragraph. All right, guys. All right, if you can go to IS-4 paragraph 10b and 15b. IS-4 paragraph 15b. Mashika revenue.
almost.
Super 15b. Sorry. All right. Paragraph 15 of that.
An entity shall recognize the deferred tax liability for all taxable temporal expenses associated with investment in subsidiaries, branches, and associates in interest in joint arrangements, except to the extent that both of the following conditions are satisfied. The parent, investor, joint venture, or joint operator is able to control the timing of the reversal of the temporal difference. And it is probable that the temporal difference will not be
All right. Anyone has cover paragraph 15b to read? Okay.
let me start by a paragraph.
All right.
Taxable temporal difference. A deferred tax liability shall be initial recognition of goodwill, or B, the initial recognition of an asset or liability in a transaction which is not a business combination. And 2, at the time of the transaction, affects neither the accounting profit or taxable profit.
So in as far as part B is concerned, 1, it must be not be as a result of business, and it must not affect profit or taxable profit. So what it means, you now need to make an assessment. But in as far as our accusation is concerned, was it a business? Was it a business combination? And the next question that you're supposed to ask yourself, is it going to affect profit or loss or taxable income? And then after that, we'll conclude. Then, boss, funny paragraph, did you manage to find it all? All right. So, guys, sometimes you run out of a stick and you don't know how to navigate around. You can make use of IS4. Go to IS4. Once we start IS4, how does IS4 address the issue at the end? But you cannot have a var or make exam and you're not going to farm and don't see all okay, good kana if kana zazorambisisa, but until remember you're going to take your standard review exam. There's nothing that can prohibit you to open your standard in exam. Also got the relevant standard. Oh, I'm not going to have a matter of marker right now. Probably you might need that information. Right. My boss, mom, she don't believe I'm don't hear that. All right. Any questions, guys? Any questions? All right, guys. Pana anga achida kubvunza the question. Guys, vari kubuda ndatibudai makanyarara. Wacho vari kuramba wakagara, please keep quiet. Kana musasade munobuda muenda makanyarara muregera kuti step vari kuda havandisi. Sorry. No, it's not. It's part of your syllabus. But kana musati makava that one means the parts that you haven't covered yet, they are not going to be part and parcel of sorry. You still have level 2. Sorry. Okay, myself, I haven't checked, the course outline or the scope young Ramba. But I was of understanding that you guys will cover lots of control. Sorry. This question.
So I'm now confused.
Iripo. It isn't covered in class. Even for my modules, then you one. It's part in class.
What the problem is knows what I'm doing this time.
The module is not updated.
That was that's good. Because one of the modules I didn't want to
No feedback. If you want feedback on that. So, all right, guys. Otherwise, sorry, guys. Any questions? Can I ask my questions? Then all the best.
Acquisition and configuration. What's the difference to issue a machine